What's up, guys? Welcome to the Fresh Squeezed podcast for 28/17. How you doing today, buddy?
Oh, I'm so good, dude.
So good.
I'm so good.
Put an emphasis on so.
You know why?
Why?
Well, because we're on the podcast, man.
Of course, dude.
Come on now, it's a Fresh Squeeze podcast.
It's the highlight of everybody's fucking week. What the hell are we talking about?
It's what everybody loves listening to in the car on their commute to work.
Yeah. Because, we talk about a lot of stuff, but get nothing done. Everybody knows that by now. I've said it about 12 times.
Yeah, you know what else I'm excited for?
What's that?
This is podcast number 10, I'm pretty sure.
In the double digits.
I'm pretty sure.
Shit.
I am pretty fucking sure.
Well, I hope so, since we
Matter
already
of fact,
said it was.
While you're talking, I'm going to go check it right now.
You better, so we can correct ourselves.
I'm pretty sure this is number 9.
So people don't give us shit.
But what about that Outlast, man?
Yeah, so a lot of stuff's happened in the past week. Outlast is a big deal. We're going to play it on the channel eventually. We don't know if we're going to play it right now because everybody else is playing it. Because you guys have probably seen it a million times.
This is number 10, by the way.
Okay, good. So we were correct.
I was right.
He was right on the 10. That's good. But what do you think of Outlast 2? You've been watching people play it?
I've been watching PewDiePie play it, and I watched Cinematos Ken do one live stream of it. PewDiePie, from what I've watched on PewDiePie's channel, it looks fucking scary, right? But I mean, it's not something that's been done before. The kind of game's been done before, but this kind of story is freaking crazy.
Yeah, definitely is. I mean, when you're watching somebody play it, I mean, it looks like a fucking movie. That's how good the graphics and shit are. So It's like so like immersive. And a horror game, that's really what you want, is to be immersive. But it looks fucking good. The first Outlast, I played a little bit of it and quit fucking playing because that scared me shitless. And I'm usually not in the games horror games where you can't really do anything like defend yourself. Yeah. But I'll definitely give this one a shot. And like I said, we're going to play it on the channel at some point. We just don't want to play it right now and everybody else is playing it. But that game looks so fucking good, though.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of the stuff I was watching on PewDiePie. I was legit scared. Usually when you watch YouTube videos, you can always tell when the jump scares are coming,
Yeah.
But some of this stuff is like legit terrifying.
Oh, yeah.
Like whenever I watched PewDiePie video, or no, it was a live stream actually. He did a live stream yesterday of the game just for like a couple hours. But I was watching to the point, I don't know if you've watched to this point, but there's a point in the game where you pick up like a crank and you have to go up a set of stairs, put it on where it goes and crank it, and it stops this water wheel from moving, right? Mm-hmm. So then you can crawl underneath of it to get outside of the building to the other side of the property where you need to be. But at the same time, the whole time that you're doing this, there's a guy that's chasing you throughout the house. If he sees you with his flashlight, he comes and hacks you with a butcher's knife. And like you know how PewDiePie is, he usually overacts everything. So he's like, oh my god. But like I legit jumped when I saw it, and usually you don't see that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I was cracking up laughing watching him. I've watched him play it, and I watched Carnage, the Twitch guy. I watched him play it. But in PewDiePie's, it was hilarious because usually when he plays those type of games, he doesn't get that scared or whatever. But like there was at one point it scared him so bad he started talking in Swedish.
Yeah,
and like cursing in Swedish.
Yeah,
like that's when you know that he scared the shit out of him. So I can't wait to play it. I'm trying not to watch the whole story because when we play it, I want to be surprised about it.
Right.
But I've been watching a little bit here and there, and it looks so fucking good. Like I mean, on those guys' computers that have like the highest in gaming computers you can have and shit. I mean, it looks fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
It looks like you're just like it's real life, pretty much, or better than real life. In some scenes, it looks like, but it looks crazy as hell. It looks like it has a really good story, which is cool. And horror games are cool, but they're even better if they have like a creepy storyline to it.
Yeah, it was like it's just so weird, like freaking cult status and stuff. Like it's creepy, legit creepy.
Yeah, definitely looks like it. I can't wait to play it at some point in my life. What else has happened this week? The COD, Call of Duty reveal.
World War II.
Yeah,
boots on the ground like everybody wants, but yet
people complain.
Yeah, people still bitch.
I don't really get why people. I guess it's just cool.
They're like, oh, I don't want it to focus on the Americans.
Yeah, we were talking.
I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like there's always something to complain about. And like people, like I feel like video game fans at this point were so freaking spoiled to the point where we just find anything to complain about.
I think it's cool to complain nowadays. It's cool to hate on stuff. Seriously, that's the way I feel. I feel like if you like genuinely enjoy something and don't have any complaints, and people are gonna be like, oh yeah, whatever. Well, you just don't understand it.
Yeah.
You know? And it's fucking dumb that people act that way, especially COD fans. COD, but I mean, usually the COD fan base. I mean, most of the fan base is really young, so maybe that has something to do with it. But it's just all they do is complain about stuff. You know what I mean? I mean, they wanted it to stop being so futuristic, stop being like trying to, stop trying to be Halo so much.
Yeah.
So they went back to when the Call of Duty games were good, like what pretty much back then, it was going to be good. So I don't know.
So,
I'm really hopeful for the game.
yeah, I think it's. I mean, I think it's legitimately going to be good, and like people are, like I was talking to my buddy Izzy, and he was saying, he was like, "What'd you think of the Call of Duty trailer?" I was like, "I thought it was freaking awesome. Like, it looks really good." He's like, "Yeah, I'm not impressed." I'm like, "What are you talking about? Like, how you not gonna be impressed? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me." He's like, "Battlefield 1 trailer is better."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah, but Battlefield 1, the difference between Battlefield 1 and Call of Duty trailer, the reveal trailer, anyways, is Battlefield used a lot of game engine footage, but Call of Duty used more actual gameplay."
Yeah.
To see what you're going to be behind, whenever you're playing it. But yeah, people are complaining. They're like, I can't wait to have to grind out weapon skins and all this crap. And I'm like, it's World War II for the most part. They're probably just gonna have a few camouflages and that's it. If they put a bunch of like futuristic weapon skins in there, it's gonna take you completely out of the game.
Yeah. But I mean, even if they do, the Call of Duty fans should like that shit. I mean, that's what they like, right? And it's
Yeah.
one of the reward systems in Call of Duty because you're not really unless you play. What is their rank stuff called? Is it Arena? No, it's not Arena, is it? I don't know. It's something. They have
yeah, I don't
something that
remember.
ranks it now. But if you're just playing public matches, I mean, that's really the only reward system you get for
Yeah, and
doing
they're
things.
like, I saw one comment where a guy was like, I can't wait to 360 wall bang across the corner and kill somebody, like, because Call of Duty. And I'm like, yeah, but at the same time, like, you're judging it on the first trailer, for one. A lot of people are kind of mixed on it, but it doesn't make any sense to me, like, how it just sucks how hypocritical people are. Because they're like, we want boots on the ground. We want it to go back to how it was. And they're going to put it back to how it was. And people are still going to complain about it. They're going to find a way to complain about it. One of the saving graces of the game, though, they already did announce that zombies is going to be a thing. And I don't know if zombies is probably going to be, judged pretty harshly based on how good it is.
Yeah, I think it will be too.
Because everybody says that other than Black Ops 2 zombies, Nazi zombies on World War is the best zombies. And when you're talking about Treyarch, that's doing the zombies on World at War, they're the creators. They're the ones that do it best, And then we're talking about Sledgehammer getting a hold of it, but getting a hold of it in the same timeline. World War II, the same line. Is it going to be as good? I think the zombies is going to be scrutinized a lot more than the multiplayer is, to me.
Yeah, I mean, people always complain about Call of Duty games, and then they just finally settle into it. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I feel like it's going to happen again. But I mean, I'm hopeful. Everybody knows I'm not the biggest Call of Duty fan, but I'm hopeful for this game, just because. I mean, as a close quarter first-person shooter, you want every game that's coming out to do well.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that's my favorite type of game. You know what I mean? So everyone that's like that, of course, I'm going to want it to do well because I want it to keep being a big thing. I mean, it used to reign supreme, and now it's barely hanging on.
Right.
So everyone that comes out, I really want it to do well. And I'm definitely looking forward to it. I'll definitely get it and play it. And that's the first time. I mean, I guess I am pretty impressed with the trailer, or excited for it. I'm hopeful for it, I guess.
Yeah.
Because this is the first Call of Duty that I've actually decided I'll actually buy when it comes out and give it a fair shot. The rest of them I just get whenever.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it looks legitimately good. A couple things that I hope that they don't do is I hope they don't take a little bit off of Battlefield and make giant maps, because that's something that I think Call of Duty's always had a kind of an edge over Battlefield. Battlefield always goes for these vast, giant maps. Even when you go to their team deathmatch mode, they take the huge map and they cut it down to a little smaller amount, but it's still a huge map. Plus, it supports bigger player numbers too, I guess. But if they don't try to overdo it on the maps. They give you a good gun selection, but they don't lock all the good guns behind paywalls, which I'm kind of scared about, because that's what they've done in the past. Start them with probably Ghosts. They started hiding guns behind paywalls.
Yeah, I think that's one big thing they needed to, they need to stop. because not. I mean, I don't know. It leaves a bad taste in your mouth when you're like, oh, okay, well, this guy's fucking got this gun that's gonna mow everybody down, and just because he paid $6 for it or whatever.
Right.
I mean, that's shitty. So to almost like there was almost a point. I think it was I think it was Ghost. Which one had the Ripper? Was that Ghost?
That was Ghosts.
Yeah, that gun. Fucking if somebody had that gun and you didn't have one, you were fucking screwed.
Yeah.
So I mean, you almost had to pay to even make it playable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I hope they don't do that either, just because it's shitty. But just the way stuff's going these days, they probably will have it.
Yeah, and just I mean, if you're listening to this and you're going into it, just go ahead and expect supply crates because they're going to be in there. It's a way that they can make money after the game initial release. So you can't complain about supply crates because they're never going away. They're always going to be there. So just get used to it. But all we can hope for is that they don't try to do all this quirky stuff that they think is going to be so cool. They're like, oh yeah, it's an old game, but we're going to release the what is it called? That plasma gun from World War II or World at War zombies.
Yeah,
I forget what it's called. The ray gun. It's like we're going to release a ray gun in multiplayer. Hopefully they don't do that kind of crap because one, it's going to make the game feel gimmicky. It's going to sour the fans again. And I think this is crunch time for Call of Duty. If they don't hit it right with this game, they're going to pretty much put the nail in the coffin for themselves. They're going to start going downhill even more than they already are. But what's cool about the game to me is that from the release trailer and the press conference that they had, where they revealed it live, the people that are behind it actually seem like they're enthusiastic about it, like they're actually putting their all into it. This is Sledgehammer's only their second time with their full mindset behind a game, because they did work on Modern Warfare 3, but they had Advanced Warfare, which was the one that shot Call of Duty into this standard that it's fallen itself into. And it's kind of what soured fans for the most part. Advanced Warfare goes down as probably one of the worst Call of Duties. Nobody really enjoyed it. They played it because it was the newest one, and I think that's what Infinite Warfare has been as well. Everybody's just playing it because it's the newest one. But this is a chance for Sledgehammer to redeem themselves, and I think that they have to do well in this game, and I think that's why everybody's so behind it, because they realize the numbers of sales are probably going down and the player base is going down, so they need to pick it back up, and hopefully they listen to fans. Hopefully they don't hopefully the fan outcry outweighs the dollar signs that they see.
Yeah.
For the most part, because you're going to make bank on a Call of Duty no matter what. If it has Call of Duty on the name, you're going to make bank. You're going to profit on it regardless. But it's to the point where at some point you have to say, okay, we could make, a couple extra $1 million, but at the same time, we may make that couple $1 million, and then we have a couple 100,000 people not buying the next Call of Duty because we decided we wanted to put all these futuristic crap and gimmick the game out and make it stupid. That's why, what is it? I want to say, what is it? Black Ops 2 or Black Ops 3, where you have like the freaking the player skin where you can make yourself into a freaking clown and all that shit. Like if they start doing that kind of stuff, people see through that crap. Like, you might think it's cutesy and cool, but people don't want that shit. They just want the game to play.
Yeah.
So we'll just have to wait and see with it. More trailers are going to come out. I don't know. I forget the beta announcement.
Yeah, I don't remember.
They said a date for the beta, I'm pretty sure. But I'm excited to play the beta. I'm excited to get my hands on it. I want to see what comes out of this. See more trailers, more information about it. But I'm definitely hyped, and I'm definitely hopeful and excited for what we could be in store for. I'm definitely excited for it. So we'll just have to see.
Yeah, I mean, all we can do is hope that they pull it off and do it right. So, we'll definitely be giving it a shot when it comes out. Yeah. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, buddy. So news out of the Nintendo camp, there's going to be a new 2DS XL released. So what you guys don't know, if you don't know about the new DS, the new 3DS, they came out with a 3DS model that was branded new. Basically, it added a couple different things. So on the original 3DS and the 2DS, I think, they only had two shoulder buttons, the L and the R, and that was it. So with the new 3DS, they came out with a new 3DS, and they added a C stick, which gives you dual analogs, kind of. The C stick's pretty stiff on the new 3DS, so it's not really something that can be used comfortably, especially for games. Um, but it does come into effect, like if you're playing like Monster Hunter and things like that, you can use it to turn your camera, but it's not wanted to do really. But also on the new 3DS, they added two new buttons on the shoulder, so you have extra functionality, more buttons to play with, so they can do more with games. So they've been speculating for a while if they were going to release a new 2DS, and they have announced that, I believe it's on July the 3rd. I want to say maybe June the 3rd. It might be June the 3rd. It's one of those two, June or July 3rd. They're releasing the new 2DS XL, which is kind of weird for me because it's a 2DS XL, which I think the 2DS is pretty big as it is.
Yeah, it is pretty
And
big.
they're going to add in bigger screens, which is going to make in turn the console bigger. So I'm like I don't know how big it's going to make this thing.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how big it ends up being, because it wasn't small to begin with. So,
And you can't fold it, so it gets no smaller.
right, right. So I don't know. I mean, I actually like the idea of the 2DS. Just I haven't bought one, but that's probably what I'm going to buy. I've been using my girlfriend's 3DS right now, but I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how big it is and see if it's comfortable for people to hold.
Yeah.
It's going to be, of course, it's going to be harder to take around. You couldn't ever fold it, but now it's going to be a bigger thing you can't fold. So it'll be interesting to see how it does.
I got when I first got my hands on one, my roommate at the time, he bought one because he didn't have a 3DS. I already had a 3DS at this time, so I had no reason to buy a 2DS. But he bought a 3DS, and I played it, and I was surprised that it actually felt pretty natural in your hand, because it doesn't look ergonomic anyways. But it really is, and it actually feels okay. It's not a big problem to play it, but it's definitely aimed more towards children. Because it's a lot more durable.
Yeah.
Because the 3DS, you bend it too far one way, you could snap the screen off. Because the hinges aren't the best. They're not designed the best, but they're also not meant to really be abused. The 2DS is built out of full plastic body, so it's more durable. The screens it's instead of two separate screens, it's one solid screen. It has the top screen that's a display, and then the pixels on the bottom screen are kind of cut off. It's kind of put into a different aspect ratio. So they cut corners, but they made a cheaper product. And I think at the same time, they made it cheaper so that more kids could get it. Because maybe their parents were kind of scared, that if I bought them a 3DS, they'd probably just break the screen,
Yeah.
or something like that. Something would break it, they drop it or whatever. So they were smart making the 2DS. But it brings up a question about this whole thing, because there's been a lot of speculation since the Switch released. Was Nintendo going to give up support for the 3DS lineup? Because the Switch is a handheld hybrid console. You can take it with you, and that was one thing that the 3DS had an upper hand on Nintendo consoles until now, because you couldn't take the Wii U gamepad. You couldn't take it with you and play a game. You had to have it with the system. Before that, you couldn't take your Wii with you in the car. So there was always a place for the DS the lineup. So now everybody's kind of wondering, is this going to be? Does it make any sense for them to support both systems?
I think, honestly, I think that they could carry on the DS line and be fine. Because I don't know. I mean, I know it's an option with the Switch, but most people I know just keep the Switch mostly docked and play it that way, or if they're like just in their house or whatever. But if I would be more comfortable taking handheld, like a all the way handheld system somewhere than like taking like the Switch somewhere, because I'd be afraid, like if I was gonna take it on a road trip or something,
Yeah.
I'd be afraid like I'd fucking lose it, or somebody would see it because they know what it is, because it's all over everywhere. They'd be like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm gonna snag that.
Right.
So I'd be like more scared to take it. So I think honestly, I think it'll be okay. And I don't know. I think the DS mainly is set towards kids mostly. I mean, not all the way, but mostly.
Right.
And more like older people are buying the Switch. So I think you'll still see them support. At least I hope so, because I still think they can make money. Plus, there's so many like DS games and stuff that aren't on the Switch yet. I mean, there's way too many games that are going like series that they're going on that franchises on there. So I think they'd still make money. Right now, I think they'd be dumb to stop it.
Yeah.
But if the Switch catches on, if it blows everybody away and everybody keeps getting it, right? And you see one everywhere. Then I could see maybe, and the games keep coming out for it and stuff. I can see maybe how it would definitely hurt the handheld, their handheld division.
Yeah, the one thing that I did see, Nintendo's already came out because they were quick to squash the rumors. They said the 3DS has at least 4 more years of support, which is awesome because that's the longest lifespan of a handheld that we've ever seen. But at the same time, I think we'll see a popularity with the 3DS for what you said, smaller kids, things like that, until we kind of reach a middle point between prices of the Switch and the 3DS. Until there's kind of that margin where it may be like $50, $75, or $100, difference between the two, because it's inevitable. The Switch will be, $300 before long, or $200, whatever. It'll drop in price over the next year, so it'll go down, and so it's until we see kind of an equalization of the prices. There's going to be a market for the 3DS, regardless of what people think. Because, like I said, like you said, there's games on the 3DS that aren't ever going to come on the Switch. I'm thinking of things like I don't know if we'd ever see like another Mario Tennis or a Mario Golf.
Yeah.
Or even honestly, I don't even know if we'll see another Monster Hunter on the Switch. I think they'd be stupid not to, but I don't. It didn't do well on the Wii U, and I don't think it's because of the system. I think it's because Monster Hunter Generations, I think it was called, came out on the 3DS.
Yeah.
So it's all about availability of the games, I guess. People, maybe it's easier or cheaper to develop something on the 3DS.
Well, too, I mean, I think that a lot of the games utilize the two screens.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's features they'd have to figure it out. It wouldn't just be a simple port over.
Yeah.
They'd have to figure out a way to make that work.
Yeah.
So,
and they couldn't do it with the Switch. There's no feasible way to do it with the Switch because the only way that the Switch communicates with the television is by docking the Switch into its dock. So you couldn't, have something displayed on the TV and on the Switch, something different on the Switch. It wouldn't work that way.
Yeah. So, so they'd have to totally reformat how.
Now they had an opportunity with that with the Wii U, but they didn't utilize it as well as they could have.
Yeah.
But with the Switch, that's out the window. So.
Yeah, but I definitely think that would cause a problem, especially for people that went all in on the 3DS system for the franchise. So, but I think it'll still be around for a while, and it's going to be making money. Mostly young kids are still going to be into it.
I mean, it sold astronomical numbers.
Yeah,
it blew it out of the water. All their expectations are blown out of the water. So, I mean, it's in a lot of households already too. So, when you're thinking about it, it's still new hardware in the handheld division. No one's went above and beyond them yet on that. So Sony's out of the handheld game. They're not going to make another handheld system. I guarantee it. After the flop of the Vita, I doubt you'll ever see another handheld coming out of anybody that's as popular as Nintendo. Nintendo, they duked it out with Sony for a while with the PSP. But when the 3DS came out, the Vita just couldn't do it. And I think that Nintendo finally now sees that they rule the handheld market, and they'd be stupid to leave the handheld market, being that they're the only one left. So there's no competition. So it's like they're printing money at this point. The best thing that they could compete against is like mobile games, but you're never going to match a mobile game with a game that's developed for a handheld console, basically. So, I mean, you can get ports of like PlayStation 1 games. We've seen it with Final Fantasy and things like that. But you're thinking, that stuff that was developed 30 years ago almost at this point. And that's bringing something to it. You just can't get that level of gameplay and immersion on a cell phone. So they realize that. They have to realize that they dominate the handheld market now, and that they're never going to leave it. There's going to be a 4DS, or something like that. There's going to be that, regardless if you want to believe that there's going to be or not, because the Switch is awesome, and the Switch is a great idea. It's perfect hardware, in my opinion, anyways. And it's a really good move on their part to kind of hybrid the system together to kind of innovate. But it's never going to take the place of the handheld market. It's just not, because for one, you can't get the Switch in your pocket with the controllers on it. With the Joy-Cons on, you can't. It's not pocketable. You can put it in there without, but at the same time, the screen's pretty frail because it's made of plastic. There's nothing to protect it. If you put it in a protective cover, there's still, it's going to add 2 inches of bulk on either side of the system. So it's still not going to be pocketable, and that's one thing that I think the 3DS appeals to a lot of people, is because you can fold it up, throw it in your pocket, and go. So I think that's where we stand with handheld gaming at this point. The 3DS is here to stay for at least, like they said, another 4 years. It's not going anywhere. So we just got to wait and see what comes out. I don't know as far as if they're talking about software support, like if there's going to be any new Nintendo IPs on it. I guarantee there will be, but how few and far between they are. That, and then they could just be talking like hardware, like firmware revisions and things like that. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens with it. So let's talk backwards compatibility again. Well, it seems like we talk about this every single time, but
yeah, I mean, they announce them
but
like every week.
Yeah, it's cool that Microsoft is announcing these things basically on a weekly basis at this point. So they released 6 new titles, and it seems like it's the hunting DLC.
Yeah, what is it? Dead Space and hunting.
Yeah,
hunting games.
So they did get 2 Dead Space games, which is nice.
Yeah, Dead Space is cool. But these hunting games are. I mean, I've played a couple that were good, but I can only imagine.
Yeah, I mean the Dangerous Hunts game. So they released Dead Space 2 and 3 in backwards compatibility, which the Dead Space games are fine. They're kind of like alien survival games almost.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's what they are. I've only really played the one on the Wii, if I remember. There's one on the Wii, but a game called Hunting Expeditions. Don't know it, never heard of it. Probably for a reason, But they got Dangerous Hunts, and I had a Dangerous Hunts game on the original Xbox. It was okay. The problem is, the animals can kill you. So, so the hunting it's now an FPS game where you just kill animals.
Yeah.
And while they're trying to kill you. So I mean, they're fun for good time wasters, I guess. But the one that kind of they got Alaskan Adventures 2, which is one I don't know, I never heard of it. But the one that kind of piqued my interest, and I have it on the Wii already, so it doesn't matter. But there's one called Survival Shadows of Katmai, which is it's a Cabela's game too, but it's different than your standard hunting game. If you think of a hunting game, what do you think of?
Killing deers.
Like you probably think of like the arcade game, right?
Yeah.
Go and put a quarter in and you shoot with the gun.
Those games are fun though.
Yeah, but that's what you think of.
Yeah.
You think of that game. Well, this one is different. This is like a survival game. So it starts out. I've not played that much of it, so I don't know very much about it at all. But you start out and you're in a plane and you're flying through Alaska, I think, and the plane crashes. You're alive, and I think that's it. I want to say only you lived. But instead of going and hunting people, you're surviving on the land. So you got wolves running at you, shooting you, or you're trying to shoot the wolves before they kill you. You're sidling on ledges and stuff, like jumping gaps and stuff. Like it's pretty cool. So that one kind of gets me a little pumped up. So
yeah. So I don't know. I mean, it's cool that they're making that one backwards compatible. I mean, there's probably people that like all these games. You know what I mean? It's probably somebody that really enjoys them. So that's cool that they're still making games backwards compatible, even though they're doing it at taking their sweet ass time.
Yeah,
but it's cool. It's cool they're still doing it, and like we said, they're pretty much announcing stuff every week now.
Yeah, so there was always new titles to be added.
Yeah,
so
I think they're kind of speeding it up a little bit.
And I'm thinking, there's probably I think there's something listed over 1,500 games on the 360.
Yeah.
So they could be doing it until
forever
2050.
Yeah.
Still be releasing Xbox One backwards compatibility.
At this rate, they probably wouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
But soon enough, they'll start doing it faster.
Yeah. So what you been watching, man? Television, movie wise.
I mean, nothing really besides
YouTube wise.
I mean, I've been watching a lot of YouTube stuff. I've been watching a little Twitch stuff. I watched another game I was going to tell you I've been watching is a game called Thimbleweed Park. I love like point and click adventure games, and the game's made by a couple of the guys that made Monkey Island games series. But this one's more of like a mature version of a point and click game. But it's like they did it in like 16-bit graphics, which is awesome, and it's got a badass story to it. all kinds of like little Easter eggs, like because those people also like they also did some work on the Day of the Tentacle game, the kids point and click adventure game with the tentacles.
Yeah.
So like they had like little references with the Day of the Tentacle stuff, and a long time ago, I don't know if you've ever seen anybody play this game or seen the game or anything, but it's called like Maniac Mansion. It was a point and click game a long time ago.
Yeah, I think I own it.
They it's a really cool game, but they also did that and they had like references to that and stuff. But it's pretty badass game. I'm gonna get it eventually. I haven't got it yet, but I watched somebody play all the way through it. That's the reason I haven't bought it yet. It's because originally I was gonna be like, oh, I'm not gonna watch the whole thing because I want to save it for myself to figure out.
Right.
But I ended up watching it. I watched Co Carnage play that. I always watch his shit on his YouTube because he has a YouTube channel. He puts all his streams directly on.
Yeah.
So he just cuts his streams up and puts them on there, and that's where I watch most of his stuff because I don't have time to watch it during the day.
Right.
But I've been watching that. But really, and then I started watching a string of other point and click games that he did that are out right now. And that game has kind of caused like the point and click adventure game to be, somewhat popular on Steam. A lot of people are checking other ones out. Like there's one called like Paradiem, which is a really fucking weird one.
There's one that I have that we could probably play on the channel. I don't remember the surname of it, but it's called Frankenstein, and then it's like Master of something, I feel like, and I bought that for like a couple bucks last year. Never played it.
Yeah, we should play it. I mean, I love fucking point and click games. They're fucking awesome.
There's one that I freaking remember. Oh my gosh, I don't know if I can remember the whole name. It was a Dracula game on the PC, in like the early 2000s, and it had like cool graphics for what it was, but basically like it was crazy. Like I don't know. It was one of those games like I've never gotten into those kind of games. I'm not a point and click guy. I'm more of a solving puzzles like first person or third person kind of guy myself.
Yeah. Well,
but I mean it's an acquired taste with point and click games, but that's what they started out on. That's the bread and butter of what we play today. Started out in the Commodore 64. On the you're thinking what a early PC games, DOS games, a lot of those things are point and clicks games. So that's where gaming started, really. To get intense, I guess, because you always had stuff. Like on the Atari, there's not really any games that can be beaten. It's all going for high score, but it's really arcadey stuff. Those were the first games to come along where people were like, okay, sit down and spend time and beat this game.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them are really challenging too. Like, especially a lot of the older ones. I mean, now you can look up and see somebody finish it, so you know. But back then, they actually had these things called hint lines that people had to call to figure out the next step if they couldn't figure out themselves.
Yeah, only $1 a minute.
Yeah, and if you guys like that type of game, or you've seen Thimbleweed Park and it was your first one you ever seen, and you want to check out more, you should check out somebody playing the Space Quest games. Or like Leisure Suit Larry games, like all those, those are two great ones. Of course, King's Quest. Most people know about that one. Yeah. It's a really good one too, though.
Wing Commander is a really good point and click game as well.
Yeah,
it's kind of like FMV, but it's still point and click.
Yeah,
though.
It's still point and click. But yeah, there's a bunch of them. Maybe we can play some of those on the channel. That one, at least do that one you got.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what I've been watching is just those, because it started like a resurgence of people playing those games because of, that game coming out.
Right.
And that game was crowdfunded, which is cool. And one thing about the Thimbleweed Park game I found awesome is like they did a GoFundMe thing type deal. I don't know if it was actually on GoFundMe, but to those two creators that made those games, they wanted to make a new age one, right? But it had the older style graphics. So they got crowdfunded, and everybody that was like, donated so much money, they put them in the game somehow.
Yeah.
So there's one part of the game where you're this clown, and there's a swear jar because he cusses a lot, and you can look and read the list, and it reads people's names that were like put money in there. Or if you go to the phone book, there's all the donators' names in there. And and another cool thing is there's a giant library in the game, and if you donate so much money, they let you write a short story, and you click on each book, and it will pop up.
Huh.
Like there's one there was one he clicked just to mess around and see what it was, and it was just the Rickroll lyrics.
Nice. That's pretty damn funny.
Yeah.
Myself, I've not watched much TV at all. I honestly, other than Seinfeld, I can't think of anything that I really watched.
Yeah, it's been a busy week.
I've been more focusing on Twitch. Watched a lot of YouTube stuff too, but I watched the normal stuff, like the PewDiePie videos and and I go back and watch Jazzran's videos and things like that just to reminisce a little bit. But I've been watching a lot of Rust on PC, on Twitch. A guy named Shaky HD plays Rust on Twitch, and I'm really getting into that game. Like I want to own it because it's cool. It's it's an open world game, but you play with 100 other people on the server. Yeah. So people are trying to kill you the whole time you're trying to gain resources and build a base, and then your whole point is to go out and raid the other bases and kill the people, take their stuff, and make your base gigantic. So I've been looking into that a lot, trying to play that. I've been watching a lot of Outlast too, and then I've also been watching a lot of Mario Kart 8, which actually came out today. And after this, I'm gonna go purchase it with my GameStop cred and get my copy and rock that bad boy out because I've been waiting on freaking Mario Kart forever, and I've been dying to play it, and it's finally out, so I get to do that later on. But yeah, I've just been watching a lot of Twitch lately. Also, Twitch food is a big one for me. Bob Ross has been doing his stream. I think Bob Ross actually won a Shorty Award last week or this week maybe, which is like an internet, like a social media award show online.
Nice.
And they're pretty coveted. Like Good Mythical Morning won one last year. And stuff like that. So it's a legitimate award show, but it's just streamed online. And the Bob Ross Twitch stream won an award. I don't know which one it was, but they won an award, which I think is cool. I think since Twitch Creative launched, I think that's a really cool idea. Something that they were kind of missing out on too, because there's not really a live streaming service out there that's like you can go on there and stream you cooking your dinner,
Yeah.
or you want to take a shit, you can't live stream that
unless you want to Facebook Live it.
Yeah. So I think it's cool. But yeah, just not really much other than Twitch. Kind of just stays on.
Yeah.
I've been focusing a lot on streaming too, so that cuts into my TV watching time a lot too as well. So plus I'm editing videos every day of my life.
Yeah, feel that. Feel that pain.
Feel that pain. But
so one thing that I've been doing the past week or so is I've been catching myself opening the old Pokemon Go app.
Oh yeah, me too.
But I think I think it's because they added these new Pokemon finally to it.
Right.
That I've started paying more attention to it. But I've honestly I've considered just start playing it again like I was. I think they definitely had a misstep where they didn't put new Pokemon in there. It took a long time to put new Pokemon on.
Yeah, it took them a while to update that game the first time.
But I mean, I don't know. I feel like they definitely had a misstep there, and also there was a rumor going around that when Pokemon Sun and Moon came out, that they were going to put the new ones on there first, which wouldn't have made much sense. I'm glad they didn't do that.
Right.
But it took them forever to put these on. So if they keep updating it with new Pokemon, I'll keep playing it. But once you fucking do so much, I mean, it's just the same old thing.
You can only catch so many Rattatas before you get pissed off.
Yeah, and I mean the whole thing is based on you got to keep catching them and level them up and stuff. But you can only do that for so long before you're like, all right, what the hell is worth it? This isn't worth it.
Yeah.
But with that being said, I have been playing it again, so I've been thinking about starting actually seriously playing it again.
Yeah, I downloaded it. I don't know. It's been a week or so ago now, and I stopped. I was only level 8, so I didn't play that much. I did play a lot, but I didn't play that much. Now I think the level cap's like 80 or something like that, something crazy, like a high level. But I turned it on the first time probably last Saturday, I think, and just started catching Pokemon around, like when I was driving around. Not driving around, I was riding around.
Driving around.
Well, I was going to the flea market, you see, and I was not driving there. But I was catching stuff like Hoots and stuff, and I'm like, this is pretty awesome, because I'm reliving like the days of when I played Pokemon Silver, grinding that out and destroying your ass whenever we link battled.
Yeah, right, dude. You used to cry. I'd beat the shit out of you.
I used to beat the shit out of you on that game.
Don't listen to him. He used to cry.
Nah, fuck it, liar.
Yeah,
but
I'm telling the truth.
But yeah, it was cool because you're catching all these Pokemon that it's cool to catch the ones that they had originally, but it's awesome to kind of see what's released, because I'm not going to look at a list and see like, oh yeah, this update they added these Pokemon. I'd rather find them out in the wild, be like surprised when I find one, not like, oh, I'm going out to search for a Murkrow. I'm going to search for it. I'd rather run across it and be like, holy crap,
Yeah.
So it's cool. It's really cool. And I'm not one to pay for a game like that's on mobile. You know, I'm not going to go out and buy Pokeballs or buy those candies or whatever just to upgrade stuff. It's not going to be something that I do, but I'll go out and I'll walk around and find Pokemon. I'll definitely do that.
Yeah, you don't really have to pay for stuff if you actually do if you're out going and playing enough.
Plus, we're lucky enough to have the Pokestops like all in a row, so you get as many Pokeballs as you want.
Yeah, for whatever reason, our small town has so many in a fucking row. You just do laps.
It's like 10 of them right in a row.
So that's fucking cool. That's what we used to do. Is just walk, go do circles and do that shit.
But yeah, I'm thinking about getting back into it myself. Playing it probably on the daily. It's a cool way. I mean, people that have been playing it have, like, there was one channel I saw on YouTube that was they did a weight loss journey, but at the same time they were playing Pokemon Go. And like the dude lost like 50 pounds or something like that just playing Pokemon Go. So it's cool for exercise. Like that's what they, kind of pointed it to, I guess. And they're pretty successful with what they've done. But myself, I just enjoy it. It's something to kill time with, basically. So when I'm just bored, like out yesterday, we were sitting at the concert waiting for the music to start, and I was just sitting there. You know, there's a Pokestop right beside us, so I didn't have to go anywhere. But I was like standing there. I'd pop one of those incense and just wait for Pokemon to come. So
yeah,
cool stuff though, man.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely gonna get back into it also. Cause I mean, if you're fucking bored and have nothing to do, you might as well go outside and play Pokemon Go. If it's a good day outside, why the fuck not? That's the way I see it.
Yeah, unless you're playing Mario Kart 8.
Yeah, I guess.
Unless you're playing Mario Kart 8.
I guess.
But let's talk about the channel a little bit, man. I've been wanting to get into that channel talk.
In the channel talk, what do you want to talk about, dude? Things are going good.
Yeah.
Another week in the bags. In the bags?
In the bags, in the ball bags.
In the bag. With my ball sack.
Used to play soccer, you could play with my ball bag.
Dude, that's a great line for one. Shout out to Evan. But remember that commercial where the Axe commercial that got banned where it was like they were talking about cleaning balls and the guy stands up with a bag of sports balls and he's like, "What about my ball sack?" And she's like, "Yeah, yours too." Yes,
I don't remember that.
Yeah, it's like one of those scrubbies, Axe body wash scrubby things. What about my ball sack? But yeah, it's fucking great.
Yeah, I don't remember that one.
But yeah, we finally finished playing and recording Big Mother Truckers.
Big Mother Truckers is in the bag.
You guys won't see that for like what, 2 weeks?
There should be
a week this week coming up.
2 more videos left.
Yeah, so this week coming up, so you guys will see the end of it. So
Monday and Wednesday will be the end of it.
So that's pretty cool. We're getting pretty close on Desert Storm.
Yeah, it's a fucking
it's a bitch at the end. I'll tell you that.
It's hard as hell.
It's fucking frustrating. Like today we were trying to record of as much as we could, try to get ahead in it. Because we've been getting our ass kicked by it here lately, and it whooped our ass again.
Yeah, we were thinking today we were just gonna grind it out for a few hours, get the game done, call it a day. But nope. 2 hours later, we're still on the same damn mission.
Yeah. I think we successfully got like 1 total episode recorded today. If that tells you anything. So
it's so hard, man. They ramp up the difficulty like crazy in that game, but it's fun. I mean, it's fun to a point. You know, until you get pissed off enough to where you're like, you want to tear your hair out and throw a controller through the television. So
yeah, but it's all right. I mean, it's a fun game, and that's one of the that's one of the fun parts of older games, right? Is they were more difficult.
Right.
So I mean, it's fun, and we'll get it eventually, but it's fucking frustrating.
Yeah, we're gonna have to grind through it. I mean, we're just gonna have to sit down and grind through it. That's all we can really do, and hope we can get through it without ripping all of our our hair out.
Just have to balance it out with a nice happy game.
Yeah.
Play a little snake pass.
Yeah.
Afterwards.
Once we finish Desert Storm, we'd love to tell you guys what the next series is going to be, but we don't even know.
Yeah, we do not know yet.
We got to freaking know.
We got a lot of things to decide. But so we don't even know. I don't think we've made a decision what we're going to play after Big Mother Truckers.
No, I haven't.
And it's getting ready to end, so we have not decided.
So we need to do that. Why didn't we do that?
I don't know. We probably should.
We probably should.
Well, don't worry. We'll figure it out.
We promise. We'll figure it out. Even if we play with ourselves on camera.
Yeah, there you go.
Go to Chatterbait.com.
Playing with yourselves. Let's play.
Yeah, there you go. Maybe we can. I don't know how you do that. Like I don't know. Animate yourself.
I mean, you could just blur it out, couldn't you?
There you go.
Yeah, you could even get like a little hot dog and spin it around. People think it was your wiener. Just blur it out.
Yeah, get a hot dog bun.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah, patented hot dog bun.
Yeah, but man, I think the channel's going pretty damn well, actually.
Yeah, still getting consistent views, which is
You know,
good.
Consistent views are going good. We're growth.
So we'd
the
love you
growth
guys
is
for
there.
that.
We hit 60. Did we hit 60 last week?
I'm not sure. It feels like we get stuck on like each level of 10 for a while, and then we get up 10 more. But you know, hopefully that will change. We're still going positive with the growth, so that's all that matters. You know, we're gonna keep doing it, and we're happy with it as long as we're making, you know, growing a little bit.
Yeah, we're not gonna get discouraged.
We don't gotta jump up a lot, but
yeah,
just, you know, just a little bit, just growing a little bit,
just a tip.
Yeah, just a tip.
But we're going to our first convention as the Juicebox Heroes tomorrow.
Yeah. And it's what is it? Yoi-Con? Yoi-Con in Columbus, Ohio. So if you guys happen to listen to this and you're gonna be there, look for us because we'll be there.
Yeah, we're gonna be handing out cards like crazy.
Yeah, I made some. I designed some pretty good business cards. We gotta do say so myself, but they look pretty nice. They came out better than I thought they was going to. So we're gonna be handing those out, talking to people, meeting people. It's mostly an anime con, which we like anime. We don't have anything against anime, but we're not like huge fans. Like most of the people will be there,
right?
But there's all kinds of stuff going to be there. There's going to be like gaming booths and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, music.
Music and
animation, things like that. There's a lot of voiceover actors there. It seems like.
Yeah. So.
There's the one guy that I saw that worked on Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
Which is pretty awesome. I can't wait to meet those guys, kind of network with those guys, because you never know. You know, they might be into YouTube, you know, gaming scene.
Yeah, so we're going to be up there mingling.
Yeah, we're gonna be vlogging it.
Yeah, we're gonna have a little vlog for you, some type of vlog on the way up there.
A lot of footage, a lot of pictures for you guys to take a look at. Probably put those into one big video.
Yeah, we'll just do one video vlog for you guys. But it's gonna be cool. We're gonna have a good time up there. It's the first time we're going to something like this for me at all. Have you ever been to?
I've been to. Not really a convention. I've been to like a gaming meetup before.
Yeah.
But never like a convention on this level, because this is like full-blown convention center, you know, panels and things like that, which is cool stuff. I'm really excited to get into it and, you know, see what it's all about, because there's many conventions that I want to go to that I've just never had the chance to go to.
Yeah, and this one was the soonest one that is going to be in
and the closest to us, yeah.
So it's only like what, like 2.5 hours, 2 hours away?
It's 2 hours away, so
it's gonna be cool.
It's gonna be a cool experience, and I'm definitely looking forward to networking with people. You know, seeing the site, because I hear that a convention like this is like something you don't experience that often.
Yeah.
Because everybody's in their cosplay outfits, and it's craziness. Like people get into character and things like that. You know, there's supposed to, like I said, there's supposed to be music there, people performing. And, you know, a whole room dedicated to games with systems plugged up, probably arcade machines and things like that. So that's awesome, too. It's going to be cool stuff to see. And we can't wait for you guys to see that. Like he said, if anybody's going to be there, don't forget to keep a lookout for us. We'll have our Juicebox Heroes on our badge. Yeah. So you can see us there. I think we've only ever been on camera on this channel one time. So if you want to go watch that bad...
Cause we're the Juicebox Heroes with stars in our eyes.
Wait, what?
Juicebox Heroes.